Hello viewers, this is day 38 of India lockdown. Let's take you through the major developments that took place throughout the day. Well, according to the recent press release by the MHA, the government has further extended the lockdown till 2 weeks effective from May 4th. The third phase of lockdown will continue till May 17th. The MHA made the announcement Friday evening as the lockdown 2.0 was ending on May 3rd. It has issued fresh guidelines based on the risk profiling of the districts into red, green and orange zones with some relaxations in the green and orange zones. Union Health Ministry has listed 130 districts in red zone, 284 in orange zone and 319 in the green zone. This is based mainly on 4 factors, namely incidence of COVID-19 cases, doubling rate, extent of testing and surveillance feedback. Indian Railways will run Shramik special trains to move migrant workers, pilgrims, tourists and students stranded at different places due to the nationwide lockdown. These special trains will be run from point to point on the request of both the state governments concerned as per the standard protocols for sending and receiving stranded persons. The nationwide lockdown has hit the auto industry quite hard. Maruti Suzuki India on Friday said it did not sell a single unit in the domestic market last month due to the nationwide lockdown. The company had zero sales in the domestic market in April 2020. Mahindra & Mahindra also reported an 83% decline in total tractor sales. MG Motor India also retailed 0 units in April as dealerships remain closed due to the nationwide lockdown. Well, now let's go through the recent developments and figures across different states in India. My colleague Sandesh will brief you about the same. Over to you, Sandesh.
Thanks, Deepshikha. With 130 districts in the red zone, India's case count has hit 35,000. As of 9 am today, India has 35,043 confirmed cases, including 25,007 active cases, 8,888 cured or discharged cases, and 1,147 casualties. 73 deaths and 1,993 new cases were reported in the last 24 hours. Now let's look at the state-wise numbers. 33 more COVID-19 cases were reported from Rajasthan, taking the total number of cases in the state to 2,617. 61 have died in the state due to the infection. Total cases in Madhya Pradesh now stands at 1,513. Death toll in Indore has risen to 72 with 4 more casualties. One more COVID-19 case reported in Balasore, taking the total number of COVID-19 positive cases in Balasore district to 20. Total positive cases in Odisha now stands at 143. According to Maharashtra Health Department, 583 new cases and 27 deaths were reported in Maharashtra today. Total 10,498 positive COVID-19 cases and 459 deaths have been reported in the state till date. So far, 3,500 corona cases have been reported in Delhi. 1,100 people have recovered. That's it from my side.
Well, the domestic equity markets were shut for trading on Friday, yet there were some important developments that happened last evening and are worth taking note of. First and foremost was the RIL's right issue. Reliance Industries announced India's biggest right issue worth Rs 53,000 crore. The RIL rights issue is priced at Rs 1,257, a discount of Rs 210 or 14% from the last close. This will help company realize its dream to go debt-free. RIL also posted its quarterly numbers, wherein its profit plunged 39% on yearly basis. However, Jio's profit nearly tripled to Rs 2,330 crore. HUL and Tech Mahindra too posted their results with a fall in profit of 3% and 29% respectively. Secondly, the US markets recorded their best monthly gains in decades. Grim economic data and mixed earnings prompted investors to take profits off the table on Thursday, yet S&P 500 managed to post best month in 33 years. Dow also posted their largest monthly percentage gain since 1987, while Nasdaq posted best month since June 2000. Oil prices slipped to $26 per barrel today as weak demand due to the coronavirus and excess supply spooked investors even as OPEC and its allies began a record output cut. Brent crude and WTI crude futures fell 2% to $26 and $18 per barrel respectively. Well, that's all on the market front. Back to you.
Now let's go through the major developments from all around the world. US President Donald Trump said that he was confident that the coronavirus was originated in a Chinese virology lab. He declined to describe the evidence, ratcheting up tensions with Beijing over the origins of the deadly outbreak. He also hinted at imposing tariff on China, but ruled out considering cancelling US debt obligations to the country as a punishment for the coronavirus. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson said Britain is past the peak of its coronavirus outbreak despite recording another 674 deaths in the last 24 hours. Johnson said he will set out a comprehensive plan next week on how to restart the economy, reopen schools, and help people to travel to work following the coronavirus lockdown. The United Nations chief said he hopes many countries in the world will follow the remarkable example of South Korea, which he has said been extremely successful in addressing the coronavirus pandemic and is planning to tackle climate change in its recovery from COVID-19. The UN Secretary General pointed out that there was no new case in the Republic of Korea, and under a so-called New Green Deal, South Korea has put together ambitious plans for a post-coronavirus economic recovery, which includes reduction of emissions and of coal-fired plants. Meanwhile, Russian Prime Minister Mikhail Mishustin has tested positive for COVID-19 and will self-isolate. He has nominated his deputy to take over for him as acting Prime Minister. Well, that was all for today. For further updates, stay tuned to economictimes.com, and meanwhile, stay home, stay safe.